There's a lot of confusion today about leadership. Some people think leadership means control. Some people think leadership means dominance. Some people think it means having the loudest voice in the room or having the most followers online. But biblical leadership looks very different, because in God's design, leadership isn't about power. It's about responsibility and service. A boy wants to be served. A man learns to serve. A godly man leads by serving God. Today we're talking about pillar number 3 of biblical masculinity, and that's leadership. And right now, this pillar is desperately needed. Because when leadership disappears, families drift, churches weaken, and culture fills the gap. Leadership isn't about a title. It's about influence. You don't become a leader when someone gives you permission. You become a leader when people can rely on you. Biblical leadership is about guiding others toward what is right, taking initiative, protecting what has been entrusted to you, setting an example worth following. Leadership begins long before anyone actually follows you. It starts with how you live when nobody's watching, how you handle stress, how you handle conflict, how you handle pressure. Because leadership isn't declared, it's demonstrated. From the very beginning, men were given the responsibility to lead, not as tyrants, not as dictators, but as caregivers and guides. And biblical leadership always comes with accountability. A biblical leader doesn't ask, how much authority do I have? He asks, how well am I caring for what God has entrusted to me? This could be your family, your work, your influence, your friends, your church, your time. If people look to you, you're already leading. The real question is, are you leading intentionally or accidentally? Are you being proactive or are you being reactive? Because passive leadership still leads somewhere, just not somewhere good. Let's talk honestly. The biggest problem we're dealing with today is not toxic masculinity. It's passive masculinity. That is the real poison that is killing our society. Men who won't step up, men who won't speak up, won't make decisions, won't set direction. Not because they're evil, but because they're comfortable. Passivity feels easy in the moment, but it creates confusion and chaos in the home, instability in family, uncertainty in marriages. When a man refuses to lead, someone else has to fill the vacuum. So leadership isn't control, it's courageous initiative. It's saying, I'll go first, I'll take the responsibility, I'll set the tone. That's leadership. And leadership usually doesn't look dramatic, it looks ordinary. Leadership looks like starting hard conversations, praying with your family, setting the tone in your home. It looks like owning mistakes out loud, making decisions when needed, and protecting family time. Being emotionally present, turning off your phone, and listening. It's not flashy, but it's faithful. Most leadership happens in small daily moments. Small, faithful leadership builds strong homes. And strong homes build strong communities. Here's a truth many men just don't understand. People follow what you do, not what you say. Your life preaches a sermon every single day. If you talk discipline but live lazy, no one's going to follow that. If you talk faith but never pray, nobody cares. If you talk love but act harshly, you're sending the wrong message and people are confused. Example is the loudest leadership, especially to your kids. They will forget your lectures, but they will remember your lifestyle. All right, man, let me be direct. Some men avoid leadership because they fear failure. Some avoid it because they don't want pressure. Many avoid it because they simply prefer comfort. But avoiding leadership doesn't remove pressure, it just transfers it to somebody else. Your wife, your kids, your future, man. Leadership requires courage, and courage means stepping up, even if you don't feel ready. Look, no man feels fully prepared. Think about Moses. When God called him to lead, his first step was hesitation. He wasn't a good speaker. He said he didn't feel qualified. He asked God to send someone else. Moses didn't feel like a leader. Then there's Gideon. Dude was hiding when God called him. He saw himself as weak. He doubted. He questioned. He needed reassurance. Yet, he still stepped forward, and God used him to lead. Both men felt unqualified. Both men stepped up anyway. Because leadership in God's design isn't about feeling ready. It's about being willing. And growth met these men on their journey. And it will meet you there too. Of course, the ultimate model of leadership was Jesus Christ himself. He didn't lead by force. He led by example. He served. He sacrificed. He spoke truth. He showed compassion. He guided people toward God. Real leadership lifts people up. It does not push them down. Look, biblical leadership is rooted in humility and love. Strength under control. Authority under God. That's the model for men. So leadership starts through action. So let's start here, men. First thing you got to do is lead yourself well. Lead your home spiritually. Take initiative. Speak truth with grace. And follow through consistently. Ask yourself, am I being passive? If I am, where and how? Where do I need to step up? And who is being affected by my inaction? Then pick one area. Not 10, just one. Leadership isn't doing everything. It's doing your part faithfully. Small leadership today brings strong leadership tomorrow. Look, again, man, this isn't about perfection. It's about intention. You will make mistakes. Every leader does. But good leaders admit from it, learn from it, improve, and move on. Leadership is built on daily faithfulness, and every man can grow and learn, if he chooses to. So bottom line, if responsibility is owning your life, self-control is governing your life, leadership is giving your life direction so others can follow. Someone is already watching you. Your wife, your kids, your friends, your coworkers, people around you. The question isn't, am I leading? The question is, where am I leading them? And in the next pillar, pillar 4, we're going to talk about stewardship. Because a man can't lead well if he wastes what God has given him. His time, his energy, his money, his opportunities. That pillar will challenge a lot of men, but it can change your life. So stay tuned for pillar number 4, because biblical masculinity is built one pillar at a time.